to your TBRs with this video. Look what I have done to them. You're welcome. Hey everybody, my name is Michael from Team Epic Reads, and you are watching the August book haul. I feel like I filmed the July book haul yesterday. I don't have the best grasp on time, but I am very sad that summer is almost over. But anyways, I'm gonna start off these videos like I do every month by talking about what I am reading for the year of Epic Reads monthly reading challenges. I am not gonna go through it because I go through it every month and I've done it for about a year now. So I will just say the monthly reading challenge, and the link is in the description down below if you don't actually know what I'm talking about, for the month of August is a TBR tackle challenge to read something that's been on your TBR for a while. And so I am reading Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. This is an outer space sci-fi extravaganza about an all-female pirate space crew who have to stop the world from being taken over by an evil bounty hunter. So it sounds pretty epic, and I'm especially reading it because it's very hot in New York City in the month of August, and I'm pretty sure with my limited knowledge of science that it's cool in outer space. So that's literally why I'm reading this, and I've been wanting to read it for a while. So now I'm going to get into some of the books we have coming in the month of August, the first of which is, I just did a drum roll without drumsticks in my hands, people. That's how I'm doing. Sea Witch Rising by Sarah Henning. This is the sequel to Sea Witch, and it's a fairy tale retelling of The Little Mermaid. It's about the villainess from that story, is from Hans Christian Andersen. And without spoilers, I will say this book is, first of all, perfect for summer, but follows a character who has to make a dangerous deal for her sister, who herself made a deal but might not be able to get the prince's love that she was anticipating. So now she's in trouble, and it's also told from the perspective of a sea witch who is not happy with her life and what she's doing, and she wants out, and so she's making a plan to get out, and it sort of has this epic clash between what's happening between the land and the sea, and it's very magical, and it's got fantastic sister bonds, and you want to read this. It's like fantastic. And the next book I have here is These Divided Shores by Sarah Rosh. It's the sequel to These Rebel Waves, and wow, I am in a minefield of spoilers with these first two books, but I will say this follows what happened in the first book, but the events of a soldier who does not want to have to be as ruthless as she's been in her past, but might have to, as well as a prince whose dad is a king and also kind of the worst, and he knows the game he has to play, but can he, as a heretic prince, take on this powerful, powerful king, and also a pirate who is trying to save them, but also sort of unite people together to stop said king. So it's this really epic fantasy, and there's magic, and there's tons of different characters, and it's another one you guys absolutely have to read. And another perfect for summer. Beach reads. There's sea and shores. Okay, I'm gonna stop. And then next up, I have Hello Girls by Brittany Cavallaro and Emily Henry. And this is a Thelma and Louise-esque revenge road trip story about two girls whose personal and home domestic lives are just not fantastic. One girl, her family has the appearance of perfect on the outside, but is not like that in any way on the inside. And another girl who's just got an absolutely really tough life, who has to be tough on the outside, and she's tired of it, and they're both tired of these lives. And so these two girls steal a car and go on a road trip, and yes, it's a yes from me. And then next up, I have When the World Didn't End by Carolyn Kaufman. It is a book of poetry. Their first book was Light Filters In, and this is a poetry collection that's just really, really powerful about the topics of uncertain futures and self-criticisms and embracing your imperfections. And I get emotional reading poetry, so I was thinking about reading a poem, but I was like, they don't need to see you feeling things, Michael. So definitely recommend. And so the next book I have here is A Dress for the Wicked by Autumn Krause. And this is a historical fiction dressmaking competition that follows a girl from like a quiet, small town who enters into this like high stakes competition. And so she knows that it's going to be a change of pace for her, but there's sabotage and unexpected romance, and it's definitely a change of pace, maybe more so than she was anticipating or maybe can handle. You'll have to read to find out, but there's a pun in this, and you guys know I love puns, so I can't take credit for it. I'm going to read the pun from the book for you guys. Will she be able to tailor herself to fit this dark, corrupted race? I love it. Okay. And then we have Let's Call It a Doomsday by Katie Henry. And I just have to say, I love this cover. Her first book, Heretics Anonymous, had a piece of toast on the cover, and this one has a soup can, and I love what they're going for here. And this follows two girls, a girl named Ellis, who is absolutely terrified of the end of the world and knows every way it could possibly end, has thought about it, who meets a girl named Hannah, who claims to have had a premonition about what's going to happen and knows how it ends. And so these two, possibly against better judgment, become friends and try to figure out this scenario, and will anyone believe them, and is it really happening? And her books are always hilarious, and I am so excited for this one. So the next book I have here is Of Bison Shadows by Audrey Coulthurst, the sequel to Of Fire and Stars. And to avoid spoilers for the first novel, I will say this follows two princesses, Denna and Mare, who are trying to live their happiest lives together, but Denna has a dangerous magic, and Mare has to protect her homeland and her home kingdom in this novel, and sort of these two things that they have going on in their lives is tearing them apart. And it's got epic magic and danger and a just fantastic and heartwarming female-female princess romance. And then the next book I have here is Fan the Fame by Anna Primazza, and this book follows a couple different characters. It follows a girl named Lainey, whose brother, Codemeister, is a famous, adored gamer streamer, but he's also like a really big jerk in real life. And she wants to teach him a lesson when she has just been in his shadow and been treated terribly by him for a really long time, and she gets a video of him ranting and saying some terrible things and has the opportunity to, again, teach him a lesson. But other people might get hurt in the crosshairs, and it also has like up-and-coming gamers wanting to get noticed and a female gamer who's struggling for people to see her and not just see her as a girl first, like not take her seriously as a gamer. And so I think it's a really fun and refreshing setting for a novel. The next book I have here is Slay by Brittany Morris, which the next book I have here is from another publisher. We got a few from other publishers this month, and it is Slay by Brittany Morris. And this is about a girl who's top of her class and also developed an online multiplayer role-playing game called Slay. But then in real life, there's a murder over dispute in the game, and it deals with cultural and political issues and a girl who has to sort of speak up against the discrimination this game is getting and the stereotyping it's getting and be herself and find her voice. And I just think that's a really fantastic and different premise for a novel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Those are all the books I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope I didn't break your TBRs, but I actually kind of hope I did because I'd feel pretty cool about that. And before I go, I also wanted to say I am wearing another cool Epic Reads shirt that you guys can purchase online if you want to like match me or whatever. I think I just got really loud because I got close to the microphone. But links in the description for everything I mentioned will be in the description. Okay, bye guys.